this. Okay. So basically, if you want to just introduce yourself, tell everyone like where you're from, how long you've been in, and how you got started.
Okay, so I'm Nayara Ribeiro. I'm from Connecticut. I'm 21 years old, and I started with It Works 20 months ago. So coming up on 2 years now in April. So how I got started is kind of funny. I wasn't looking for anything like this. I literally was just actually looking for a third part-time job. It Works kind of found me. You're my best friend, Cassie. So she enrolled with Taylor, and we do everything together. So it's like, she enrolled and she was kind of like, you have to do this with me. So like I said, I wasn't looking for anything like this, and I didn't really think I could be successful doing something like this. So when I joined with Cass, I just kind of saw I watched Jade a lot. So I watched her videos. Like the first day I started, I watched like all of her videos. Like I saw her talking about her success, and I was like, okay, like if someone like that can do this, like why can I? Like there's no difference between me and Jade, And I was like, okay, like at the time there was $1,000 Ruby bonus. So I was like, okay, if I can get this $1,000 Ruby bonus, like this will literally be able to like pay for the things that like I was struggling so badly with, like my car payment, putting gas in my car weekly, just the little things that it was just always hard to get by. I could never get ahead. So kind of how my story went is 1 month into this business, I promoted to Ruby and got that $1,000 Ruby bonus. 2 months later, I went Diamond, got the $10,000 Diamond bonus. And I sat at Diamond for 7 months. And I mean, I kind of like to share like the part where I felt like stuck because, people look at my journey and they're like, wow, you promoted so fast. Like, how do you do it? Like, how do you stay positive? This like that. But I am a normal person, I do have some of the feelings that you guys probably have too, feeling stuck, unmotivated, not knowing where to go from there. So I felt like that for a little bit during like my Diamond season. So I sat at Diamond for 7 months and I felt stuck because I was promoting so fast. But then here I am, Diamond 7 months, which was still great income. I was still growing my business, but I just felt like I couldn't move ahead until I went to conference in February. I didn't miss it for a thing. I did everything I could to go. And then my business like forever changed. And since then, it's been such a blessing. I went to a conference, charted out. So I charted in January and I went to conference and I came back. And in February, I promoted to double and got the $30,000 double good bonus. And then a month later, I went triple diamond and got the $50,000 double bonus. So I don't know. It's just been such a crazy ride since then. And I'm literally so thankful that like I never gave up when it got hard, like during that Diamond season, and when you feel like you're stuck or you feel like there's nothing good, like, I don't know, when you feel like you just can't move forward. And that's how I felt when I was Diamond. I was averaging about $1,500 to $2,000 a month as a Diamond, and I just kept telling myself something's good. Something good is coming around the corner. And something that, I promoted to double and my paycheck was insane. I went from making like $2,000, averaging like $1,500 to $2,000 a month. When I looked at my double paycheck, my first double paycheck was $7,730. So it went, and that's what I'm trying to get at is like, when you feel like you're stuck or something good is not coming out of, like, I don't know, you being stuck, just remember that something so much better is coming around the corner. And that's just kind of how I got started and how my journey's been since.
That's such a huge jump from one track. Like, I just like,
yeah, and I love to
come this month.
Yeah, and I love to just tell people that, not like because I'm trying to like brag about my paychecks or anything, but just to show you like it, when you feel like you're not going anywhere, you feel stuck and you're like, oh my God, like I can't get ahead. Like is something good really going to come out of this? Like 7 months later, like my paycheck more than like tripled. And just because I kept going, because I kept pushing and I never gave up, even when times were really, really hard.
That's so good. So, it's like not like secret that like you and like you're like one of the mass enrollers on Jade's team. You like did one of her trainings for distributor enrollments and stuff. So how do you sign so many loyal customers and distributors every month?
So I think it has a lot to do with my mind too. And it's not more of just signing, it's just more like believing that I'm just gonna do it. Like every single month, like I print out a brand new steps to success and it's blank. And on the top, I write down the month that it is and I write down how many customers, like LCs that I want to sign and DTs. And there's no other choice. Like I have to do it. Like I'm not settling and it's just like, I'm not doing anything less than that. It's going to happen. So I set my goal high and I push hard every single day. I message a ton of people. I message 10 people every hour. I do 10 just because I feel like if I do more than that, sometimes I used to get blocked a lot on Instagram. So I just do 10 because I found my number and I stuck with it. So it's kind of just what's worked out for me. And because when I used to do like 30 people, I used to like get overwhelmed when I used to get like all those responses at once. And it kind of like, I felt like I couldn't really handle the conversation well if I was trying to respond to like 15 other people at a time. So 10 works well for me because if out of 10 people, 5 will answer, 3 will give me my number, I'm having a steady conversation with 3 people, you know, and I'd rather like focus my time on those 3 and enroll those 3 rather than talk to 15 people at a time and maybe not enroll any. So that's what I do. And sometimes I do 10 LC and then 10 distributor messages, like every hour. I kind of swap it. Or sometimes I just do like 10 LCs every single hour, like for the whole day. So that's kind of what I do. And obviously I post consistently every single day. I try to like make my pictures like really bright, appealing to people. And just something that like, if I were to look on someone else's Instagram, like, is that what I would want to see, you know? And that's why I keep like it very bright, clean. And I just message consistently for those LCs every single day and for the distributors too.
Now, do you still message people who like your posts? Because like, I know like some of your pictures, you'll get like 400 likes on. Do you go through and message those 400 people?
No.
Message your followers.
Yeah, I just message my followers because if I have to do one or the other because if I start messaging the likes, then when I do my followers and like after them being written down and stuff, it kind of just messes up like that routine. So I just message my followers. I used to message my likes. It was working, but not like the results that I wanted to see. So in February, I started messaging my followers. And the first day that I did it, I got 4 LCs. So it was kind of like a sign, like this is like what you have to do. So since February, that's what I've done, just my followers and everything. And it pushes me to grow them even more because it's like if I run out of names, I have to like be following consistently every single day so new people can see my stuff. And I was slacking on following in the beginning. So this is good because it keeps me like following like consistently every single day.
I also stopped following for a little while, and then last month I was stuck around like 4,100 for a while, and in the beginning middle of November I was like, okay, I need to get to 5,000, and last night I hit 5,000, so I'm like, okay, I gotta get to 7,500. But so you like go into the day knowing who you're gonna message that day, like you said that you have stuff written down, like their names are written down. So you already know who you're going to go message that day. So you're not like going through and trying to figure out who to message today.
Exactly. It's already like all written down in a notebook.
Awesome.
And it takes time. It takes time to do that, but it saves me more time when I'm going to message because it's already all like written down.
And then that's like nice too because like I know like during the summer like you guys spent a lot of time at the beach and stuff. So if you like already have out who you need to message, you're like, okay, it's out, been an hour, I'm gonna message 10 people and then I'm gonna like go in the water.
Exactly.
Awesome. Okay. So you kind of are like just told us what you do every day to like work your business. You message 10 people an hour and then
I post consistently.
You post follow people.
Yeah. I wake up, I post consistently, I follow people consistently. I make sure I'm talking to new people every single day. Not people that I was talking to yesterday, but brand new people. So that's why, like, if I'm not talking to someone brand new, I'm like, I need to like message more. So like I said, I message consistently every single day. I try to get brand new people's numbers every single day so that my follow-up Friday, even if they don't enroll that day, that's fine because I know I'm going to follow up with them on Friday and they're going to enroll. So, and I love that Friday comes around, I have tons and tons of people to follow up because of my week's work, because I've been talking to brand new people every single day.
Now, when you talk to a new person, if they don't give you a date, do you still write them in your calendar for Friday? Or
So
do you go through?
So what I do, since like I don't write them down. Okay, so if someone gives me a day, like, okay, Friday, you can follow up with me on Friday. I'll write them down and I'll follow up with them. If they don't give me a day, if I sit there and write every single person's name, I'll be there forever. So it's like, I'd rather just like write the people who told me that they were going to buy on Friday. And then on Friday, I'll go through like my messages and then I'll just follow up with everyone. Even if they never gave me a date, I'll still follow up with them. Okay. Do you get what I'm saying? So in my planner right now, I have like 10 people who said they're definite. But then on Friday, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to go through my messages like one by one. And like, if it's an LC, I'm going to send my LC follow up. If it's a distributor, I'm going to send my distributor follow up. Even if they stop answering me, if they never told me a date, I'm still going to follow up with them.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I do. It's just easier for me that way.
Do you change up your follow-up messages? Like if someone doesn't respond to you?
Yeah, so I change them up kind of every week, but they're like very similar, but it's just like they're similar, but a little different. You know, it's not anything crazy. It's just if one week I say, hey girl, like I have one spot left for my hair, skin, and nails discount. I've been thinking about you and I really want you to have this. You know, I'm not going to send that next week. I'll change it up and be like, hey girl, I have one spot left for my 40% discount. I can't wait to see your results with the hair, skin, and nails. Like, are you ready to get your order? And spots are filling up quick.
Just
something like that.
It up like a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay. How do you stay motivated through the different seasons of your business? So like this is like our slow season.
Okay. So like I was telling you before, I don't think there is no slow season. And unfortunately, I let that get into my head last year, and it didn't affect my business as in losing rank, but it affected because I didn't enroll as much. Because like I was telling you before, I looked at my steps to success in November of last year and I compared it to November of this year. And I looked at my one from December and I'm comparing it to December of this year, and it's completely different. Like I can't believe like how much of a difference it is. Can you still hear me? Because it says my internet's unstable.
Yeah, your signal is kind of weak. You've been getting a little like broken up a little bit. Okay. Well, if you can't hear me, just let me know. But I don't think there is anything such as a slow season. It's if you make yourself believe that and let other like people like say who is a slow season get into your head, it is going to be a slow season, you know, just because your business is what you're going to believe it is, you know, and I don't believe that there is a slow season. Never again I will let myself think that there is a slow season, because I've been enrolling, I feel like even more now than I was in the summer. And it's like, that's what you just have to keep going. There's no stopping, because if you stop and get comfortable and let your business be slow, it's going to be slow. And how I stay motivated is kind of just, I do self-development every single day. And I know that if I'm not where I need to be, my team will not be. And without my team, I'm not going to be where I want to be. And I need to be there for my team no matter what, and positive and not negative. So I'm the leader of the pack, so I need to keep going. I can never catch myself in a funk. If I am, it's for like an hour and a half, you know, max. Then I turn on some self-development. I'm like, you know what? I need to enroll. I need to go talk to people. I need to get these products out there, and I need to share this opportunity with other people. So I do a lot of self-development every single day. You know, I start my morning off with a prayer. I end my night with a prayer. And you know, I have faith. I believe in God. And even if things don't happen, like I've been trying to push for my next promotion for so long, you know, and I'm not going to be hard on myself because it didn't happen, because I know
right now is not my time, but I know it's coming. And I'm not going to let something like that just bring me down, because I just know that so much amazing things are going to come in next year. So I just push day in and day out. And, you know, I do have quitters. I do have people who leave. I have people who have been with me for so long that just, honestly, I look at my ruby, emerald, and diamond chart, and there's not one person on those charts that's with me now. But that's fine, so because crazy. Those people were in my business. Exactly. But it's like those people were in my business for just a small amount of time. They served a purpose in my business, but they're gone now, and that's totally fine. I'm not dragging along anyone who doesn't want this as bad as I do. So, like I said, self-development every single day. I get on as many Zooms as I can, calls, you know, and I just try to push every single day and not catch myself in that funk, because if you do, then it just gets worse from there.
What are your favorite things to listen to for like personal development? Like, who do you listen to?
Well, I listen to Jim Rohn. There's this certain video that I love. It's called like Believe in Yourself or something like that. If you type in Jim Rohn, it'll come up. I love it. It's just like, it's something I listen to, and it like literally speaks right to me, and it's so crazy. So I love Jim Rohn, and I really like Joel Osteen too.
I don't really go crazy with that radio station that I listen to.
Really?
Do you have Sirius XM in your car?
No.
Oh.
No, my car came with it for free for 6 months, but I got rid of it after.
No, you should get it. You call them and tell, like, I called them last night and I'm like, this isn't a necessity for me, so I'm going to get rid of it. And they're like, well, what if we can offer you a promotional discount? So they gave it to me for like $26 for 6 months. And then every 6 months I just call them and tell them that I'm going to cancel it. But he has a radio station on Sirius. And it's all Joel Osteen all day. Just like his speeches and stuff. And I listen to Audible a lot in the car. So like, if I don't feel like listening to that book, then I listen to that. So look into that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely going to. That's cool. But yeah, so I don't really go crazy with the self-development. It's just I keep it super simple. I like Jim Rohn. I like Joel Osteen, like I said. And Carrie, she pumps me up so much. She has this video that's called Energy. She has this video that's called Energy, and it's actually shared in mine and Cassie's team page. And it's just like, it's the best video ever. Like, there is no one else out there. Yes, it's called Energy. There's no one else out there. No, it was a Facebook Live. I think I can send it to you through Messenger. Our page. But there's no other leader that inspires me and gets me pumped up more than she does. Like, she is like awesome. Like, I love her energy, and I love how she like speaks the truth. And it's just like, you know, there's no time like for funks and staying and being unmotivated in this business. You know, if you want to get running and if you want to keep moving forward, there's no time for that. And I love her. So I try to listen to her whenever I catch myself in a bad mood or having a bad day, and she's just so awesome. So that's kind of the stuff I listen to when, you know, when I start off my day, when I'm getting ready. I usually do that.
You need a little pump up in the morning. Okay, so what is your best tip for people going to go for diamond? Like, I have a lot of people that want to go diamond. Like, you know, we have like the boom season.
Wait, Asia.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Wait, I don't know who's freezing. I don't know if it's me or you. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but I don't know who's freezing, if it's just me or you.
Maybe
because you're skipping.
Am I skipping on anyone else's things? Can you guys type in the chat?
Now you're good, but you were skipping before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can hear you now too. You were like breaking up a little bit.
So this is a question that I always had. How do you pronounce your first name?
Asia.
Asia. Okay.
Just like it is.
All
Just
right.
like the continent.
Okay. Cool.
We're both skipping on the thing. I don't know. I can hear you okay on my end. So that's all I care about for my recording. Because then if the girls miss the part of this, they can like watch it again in the recording. So can you hear me like asking you questions though?
Yeah, now good. Before I was just skipping a little bit.
Okay. So what's your best tip for someone who's pushing for diamond?
My best tip. Okay, so pull out your chart and just set the goal. Like whenever you want that promotion to happen, write it down and just push, tunnel vision. And my biggest thing for like promotions and things when I'm pushing is like, sometimes you just have to sacrifice things to like make that promotion happen. When I remember when I was pushing for double and triple, I made my business a priority over everything else. I didn't make excuses, and it's just that kind of thing where it's like, if you have to just not do something to make your business like a number one priority, and that's what I did. So literally that's like my biggest tip is make this business a priority, especially when you're trying to promote like to such a huge rank like that, just because if you start making the excuse, oh, kids, or, oh, my boyfriend, or, oh, like, I can't see my friends, things like that. Okay, but think about it like this. If you promote to diamond and make that extra $2,000 income, your kids, like, you'll be able to, like, do more with them. Your husband, you'll be able to spend more time with him. Your friends, I'm sure you'll be able to go out and do things that you wouldn't have before. So I literally, when I was pushing, no excuses. This business was my number one priority. I fought with my boyfriend so much because he's like, you don't get off your phone. My friends I didn't see except for Cassie, obviously, because we're always together. But, it was just my number one priority. I had tunnel vision. I knew what I had to get done. I whipped out my diamond chart and I worked with my leaders. I worked with the people who wanted it and obviously my promoting legs. And we kind of just guided each other through it. And you just enroll. You get out there and you enroll. You don't really even have to overthink something like this because sometimes we overcomplicate the business more than it has to be. And, you just fill the boxes and then you fill the boxes with volume. So it's just making it super simple and just pushing tunnel vision.
It's so true. I remember last year when we were like going to promote and like all these girls were like telling me, like people that were like on like Jamie's emerald chart and stuff. And they're like, yeah, like I want to promote. And it was like the last day of the month and like they needed, 500 in volume and they were like out at dinner. And I'm like, you don't want to promote because you're out at dinner right now. Yeah. Like you should be home messaging people. Like I didn't shower for like
it's like
the end of the month. It was so
bad. Like I just like it's like my friends would ask me to go out. Like my boyfriend would be like date night. My family's like super close. Like we usually have dinner together every single night. I still live home, so it's like our thing. And it's like, I'm sorry, like I can't do these things right now. One day I sat down at my dining room table for like 8 hours straight. And my mom was like, are you okay? Like, do you need to eat, drink? I was like, no, I'm pushing, I'm working, and I love it. I don't even care. Like, I don't even care that I don't really even go out anymore. I just love doing this. And I love, talking to new people, helping people and helping my team push for promotions, and I love it. So for me, there's no excuse. Like, I just love doing what I do. So I'll never make an excuse to work my business.
Yeah. It's like Cammie Dempsey said, like, you'll never regret the time that you spent working your business.
No, I never regret it, like ever. I'll regret it when I don't work it, obviously, because it's like, well, I could have been doing something more, I could have been pushing harder, but I'll never regret like working it day in and day out.
Yeah, it's so true. So how do you stay organized during like the boom time, like when you're pushing for those huge promotions and like you have all these different legs that like you're working with? Like how do you like keep them like motivated and working with you while you're pushing and like keep everything together?
Okay, so let me get it. So I have a planner, obviously, it's just something that I need, because it's like after I don't know, obviously going Ruby, it was kind of like, it was
Whatever.
like, I think I was, yeah, like, and not whatever, it's just like, I felt like I wasn't talking to as many people as like going diamond and then above, so I caught myself like saying, okay, I'm going to follow up with this girl like tomorrow at 2:30, and then I wouldn't, because I wouldn't write it down. So I was like, you know what, I need a planner. So I have a planner where I just write names down that tell me that I'm going to follow up with them, like I said. So if like a girl today told me, like, I'm going to order tomorrow at 3:30. So I wrote her down, her number. I don't save names. It's just me. Cassie saves names. I don't. I just leave the number, and I'll write the number down in my planner, and then I'll follow up with her. But like I said, tomorrow, like, I'll go through the numbers, and they won't be labeled, obviously, distributor LC. So then I'll have to like go into the message. The last two bubbles, like, I'll know whether it's a distributor.
Why don't you just save their names?
It's just because, like, if I'm gonna like type, I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
I put in like Sarah LC or Sarah D, like PDT or PLC.
Sometimes I don't even get their name though, so it's like, I don't know.
That's so bad.
I don't know. Sometimes like the conversation just goes so well. It's just like,
you don't even ask them.
It goes so well in the conversation that we're talking about the products or we're talking about the business. And I do get names, but I just do it like that. Cassie's like, you're so weird. Like, why don't you just say their names? I was like, I just don't like to. I just like their numbers. Everyone, and that's what I love about this business too. Everyone works it completely different.
So different. I know.
Yeah. So, so I just do that. Cassie like gives them like nicknames and things like that. I don't know. She does it differently. So I just leave the number. So I just write the number down and I follow up this way. And I have a planner, and then I have a binder that I just keep like my cabs, keep track of that, my step success. And then I have like a few charts for my promoting legs. And then, so for diamond, obviously I just had a diamond chart and then that. And then for double, I had, my, because when I went double, I had the two girls going diamond versus just a diamond and emerald. So I had those two diamond charts.
That's so smart.
So yeah, so I had the extra volume, and then obviously two personally enrolled diamonds, so it makes it like so much better for maintenance too. And just because diamond is 10,000 GV and double is 25,000. So, it's a big jump. So I wanted to make sure it was like completely like good. So I just have those charts, and then triple. So then it's just the double and the two diamonds, so there it is. But then now building for Prez, I have a huge chart with like the charts like individually, and these like open like cork boards like this,
Yeah.
So I have it like that. But before it was just in my binder, like just the charts with my leaders' names on there. I don't get crazy with like tons of Ruby charts just because it confuses me that way.
Yeah.
If I'm going like diamond, I have my Ruby chart for that ruby and then the emerald, and that's it. I don't have like individual rubies just because
like you just have that diamond chart.
Yes, exactly.
I have everyone's diamond charts on my wall.
Yeah, exactly. I love to have it like that. Like I have that too. But when I speak and I talk a lot with my leaders, and the thing too that helps is like I'm like super close, like not even just business. It's just I'm like really, really close friends with my distributors, and I feel like that connection just helps so much. Like me and Cassie were saying that the other day, like that it's like we're not even friends anymore with the people we went to high school with. It's just, and I only graduated high school 3 years ago and Cass 4 years ago. So, our best friends now are the girls who joined with us. So it's so like important too to like stay connected. We do work Wednesdays every Wednesday. So I don't know. I just try to keep in contact with my leaders. I always teach them exactly what I did, and if they want to follow it in that path, then great. If they want to change it up and do whatever works for them, I stay positive for them. I work closely with them, and I just stay organized that way with a planner, a binder. I don't get too crazy or anything like that. And, and I have my leaders do the same thing because I don't want to I don't want to make, like, they don't know I have their charts for them, because if they know, they're like, oh, she's taking care of it for me. You know, I make sure to say in the beginning of every single month, like, send me your charts to make sure they're on top of things, that they know, like, what's needed, what's there, and that they send it to me. Like, no one asks me, like, what does my chart look like? You know, like, that's something that they don't even know I have. It's because they should know that they need to be doing that, and that they need to keep track, because they're the leader of that team. Right. So every single month I check in with them in, like, the beginning of the month. And, you know, I don't spend too much time, like I don't know, I don't want to, like, be their boss. You know, I want to work my business and lead by example, and always teach them that, you know, to work their business day in and day out, you know. So I don't spend too much time, like, with them, like, planning things, you know. In the beginning, like, the first day of the month, like, I'll usually, like, spend, like, a good amount of time with them, like, any questions, like, my double, she just asked me a few things. So the first day of the month, like, we got on a FaceTime super quick, and, like, we, like, game planned, you know, I was telling her some things, but that's kind of just it. I work really, really closely with my leaders.
Well, your double is one of your leaders.
Yes.
You talk to her on, like, a daily basis?
Oh yeah. So I talk with my leaders basically, like, every day, but it's, like, you know, just quick questions, or, like, and, like, some of my leaders, like, live super close. So, like, we see each other, like, a few times a week, you know, so it makes it super easy.
That's nice. Holy shit. Throwing stuff. All right. How do you explain the auto shipments during a PDT convo?
Okay. So I usually don't. What I do is I get them signed up, and I believe that the auto ship is super important. Like, I tell them, you need to get your 4LCs. Like, that's, like, the first thing we talk about. 4LCs, 30 days. And I explain to them, like, I think 30 days is a long time for that. You know, I think you can get your 4LCs in a week. And I tell them that I got mine in my first day. Like, my mom, my dad, my sister, my boyfriend. And they're like, oh my God, you're right. Like, I could reach out to my family like that. I'm like, yeah. So, you know, sometimes just making that quick connection to people is like, wow, you're right. Like, that's something I can do. And I always tell my girls, you know, 30 days is a long time. Don't, like, wait those 30 days. Like, work on it in those first few days. And then
SAP.
Yes. And then I teach them the Ruby chart. So then I tell them no more keeping LCs during the passing. So after, like, now that you're growing a team, it's important to have an auto ship, because you never want to keep those, like, LCs to maintain 150 PBB. So that's when I talk about the auto ship. You know, some people talk about the auto ship signing up. I just don't do that, just because if they get their 4 LCs or more, like, one girl signed up, she got 6 LCs, you know, and now we're working on building her Ruby chart, and she signed up a week ago. So 6 LCs is good. Like, she's at, like, 250 PPV. So she'll be good. But I explained to her that now that you're building a team, you don't want to keep LCs anymore. You want to be passing to promote and to help your team. So now the auto ship comes in, because you don't want to keep LCs, and you don't want to have to maintain that 150 in volume. So I tell them it's super important to just run that auto ship, get the products you want to use. And sometimes I catch a lot of my girls even just running their auto ship. I saw a girl that joined, like, 2 weeks ago in my e-suite. She already has her auto ship set up because she was just excited to try the product. So I was like, that's awesome. I didn't even have to say anything, you know? So that's when I talk about the auto ship. When they're growing a team, they can afford to keep LCs anymore for themselves to maintain that 150. And if people give me problems like, oh, it's too expensive, I can't afford it, I'm like, okay, get wraps in your kit. Get wraps in your auto ship and sell them. And you know, and I tell people too, like, if you're never using the products, or if you're never getting that auto shipped to you every single month, like, how do you expect to, like, be successful in the business? How do you expect to, like, I literally, like, I order so much product every single month, because me and my family cannot live without it. Like, it's just so crazy. Like, hair, skin, and nails is, like, there's 10 bottles downstairs, because my mom uses them, my sister uses them, I use them, and sometimes Cassie will take some and her sister will take some. So I have so many cleansers, you know, the cleanse, greens, you know. And
is that, like, mostly what you sign LCs up for, is, like, hair, skin, and nails, cleanse, greens?
I usually get a lot for greens and thermofit. I get a lot for greens.
I sell a
Skin and
ton
nails
of
here and there.
HSN. Like I sell a ton of HSN.
Really? I sell a lot of greens and thermofit together.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just love those two. And I always tell people like how I've lost so much weight on both of them, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, I love hair, skin, and nails. Like my hair literally has never, ever been this long before. Like my hair would grow up to here and like it would stop. Now
breaking off.
So long. So, I don't really sell a lot of that though. I'm surprised because I'm so passionate about that. But you know, that's what I tell my girls. Like when you're starting to build a team, run an auto ship, get those products, use them every single month. And you're going to see how much your business is going to change when you have like, when you're passionate about the products and like you can talk to someone like this about them and they're like, wow, like you're excited about those products, right?
Yeah.
You know? So that's what I tell them. I don't bring it up during the sign up just because I don't know. It's just what I do. I feel like sometimes it scares them away.
So someone's asking like, so do you usually enroll them or do you walk them through enrolling on their website, on your website?
Oh no, I always walk them through.
Okay. So what do you do? So Cassie just asked, what do you do when they're enrolling and the 2 boxes of wraps are like showing up on the website under like the auto ship?
I just tell them to click minus unless they want it.
Oh, okay. You do? I just tell people, I'm like, leave it in there and you can like go update it later.
Yeah, sometimes
you get a whole month to update it.
No, sometimes I do that too. Sometimes I was just like, leave that and we can change it later. Or sometimes I just say click minus if you really don't want it. Or I even just throw in, if people notice and say something to me, I'll be like, you have 2 options. You can either keep those in there, use the wrap or host a wrap party and make some extra wrap cash, or you can just edit that later. Or I'll say you can just take it out, you know. But they literally will run an auto ship like after they get their 4 LCs because, you know, they can't afford to keep any and try to keep any to maintain that 150. When you're growing a team, there's no way you can do both. So
it's so hard.
Yeah, so I literally
my auto shipment from day one. I was broke as shit, and I've ran my auto ship every month since. But I use, like you, I use everything. Like I go through a bottle of hair, skin, and nails every month. We go through a bottle of cleanser every month for sure. When
I joined, they had the 120 in product credit. I don't know. I mean, they just took it away. So what am I saying? They had it for so long, but so I got my 120 like within like my first week. So I had the products for a month that I was using, and then that next month I ran my own. Actually, no, you know what? I'm lying. I waited till 3 months was up with my customers because I had 8 LCs, and then I waited till that was up, and then I ran my auto ship.
Yeah, like when you had to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that you're saying it's so important. Like if you are growing a Ruby chart, if you want to grow a team, you have to be passing on your LCs. Like I love the way you word it, like passing them on. Because you have to move them. You have to move them.
Yeah, and it's like literally like when this is like the system I get down. You know, I tell them to get their 4 LCs. If they get more than that, that's great. But once they get their 4, I get them on FaceTime right away. Like I did this with when you were texting me earlier. I got on with the distributor and I pulled out her Ruby chart. I explained it to her. I was like, you know, you're not going to keep LCs anymore. Now you're going to be passing them to your team. I explained exactly how it worked and that now she's going to have to run an auto ship because she can't afford to like maintain that 150 PBV, even though she could maintain that for 3 months, you know, because she just joined like 2 weeks ago. But I explained to her, you know, run an auto ship, use the products because now you're growing a team and you want to lead by example from the start with your team. Even though you have no distributors under you, you want to just start off leading by example. So that's what I tell my girls.
Right. No, and I think too, like I noticed like if you like, because I like do like what you said to like get your girls on like a Zoom, like a FaceTime with you. Like I get them on Zoom with me and I screen share. And then when I kind of like show them like their, you know, their website and their e-suite, when I'm showing them their website, I'm like, oh my God, like you have to try greens because you're going to love them because everybody loves greens. And then you're going to get customers that get on them and stay on them way past the 3 months because they're amazing.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you have, like I tell people like for sure try this because like you're going to fall in love with these and it's going to be so easy for you to share them with other people.
And you know what is so funny is that after like 3, like obviously I started using the products like so quickly, but I feel like after I started like running an auto ship and getting those consistently every single month and talking about them and like just being so passionate about them with my own personally enrolled distributors that they're like, oh my God, I have to try this. I have to try that. You know, it was so much easier to get them on board with running that auto ship and trying the products because I was excited about them. You know, they saw my personal results. You know, I share my testimonies a lot about how I lost so much weight, my hair, you know, how I feel great every single day. So, you know, just being a product of the product is good for your own business to grow with LCs and for your team too, because they're going to be excited about trying the new products too.
Yeah, so true. So true. So we were like kind of talking about this. So you and Cassie are like super close BFFs, like got into the business together, and like you guys like lead your teams together. So is there like what does that look like? Do you like do Zooms together? Like, do one of you focus more on one part of training and leading and the other in a different aspect?
Yeah. So, I mean, me and Cass do literally everything together. It's so funny. Like we've been best friends for almost 10 years now. So, kind of what we do is we have our group page, and in there, obviously it's her downline, like outside of me, and then my team too. So, we add our teams in there, and you know, when we do Zooms, it's like we put it in that team page, and me and Cass get on there and we're leading the Zoom. You know, she'll start off and I'll chime in. You know, I feel like we kind of just feed off of each other. And it's like we don't like plan like, oh, you say this and I say this. It's kind of like she just starts the Zoom, and when I want to jump in and add something, and then she's like, yeah, and then she goes from there kind of thing. And that's just how we do it. You know, we do work Wednesday at her house every Wednesday. And you know, we work super close together just like that. We have the team page together. When we do the Zooms, we do them together. And obviously, like me and her are like the hosts of it, but obviously we open it up for questions or anything like that. But it's kind of like we kind of just do that. And sometimes I do like small individual Zooms with my teams too. But it's like mostly when we do things together, we just do Zooms. And that's kind of it. Like, we have our team page, and in there we share tons of stuff, obviously videos like that she sees that she loves, I share too. And that's kind of how we do it. We just keep it super simple like that.
Yeah.
Obviously we share messages too, things like that, but you know, a lot of us do that. So
yeah, for sure. Does anyone else have, and that's what I have for questions from you guys. So did anyone think of anything that they wanted to ask while we were on here? Before we wrap up, you can like unmute yourself or ask in the chat.
Yeah, I do have some questions. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have two questions, and forgive my ignorance. So my first question is, you said that you organize your itinerary, your people. Did you organize them by date? Or did you organize them, since you don't use names, did you organize them in some other fashion?
So when someone, like let's say I talked to 20 people today, 10 people told me they're going to order tomorrow. I'll write those numbers down. Okay. And right beside the number, I'll write LC, like PLC or PDT. And then tomorrow I'll go in and I'll start off that way. I'll follow up with those 10 numbers that are on my Friday. And then I'll go back into my text one by one. You know, I'll open up a random text, you know, and like right here, I'll see if this is a distributor, an LC, and then I'll type out my follow-up message, and then I'll go down, and then I'll look at my next number, and then I'll type something else out, and then, you know, that's kind of just how I do it. I keep organized with the people who definitely told me, you know, this day is when I want you to follow up with me. So tomorrow, like let's say 10 girls told me I'm going to order tomorrow, text me then. I write PLC or PDT. But other than that, if let's say I've talked to 300 people in a week, I'll go and I'll follow up with them one by one. I'll go down in my text and I'll just follow up. Every number I see, I
always get their phone numbers.
Yes. So that's like a huge, huge thing for me. So when I send a message out on Instagram, whatever they answer me, obviously if they say no, I just say okay. But if they say like, what is it? Like, what do you do? Tell me more about the products. What about the greens? Like, what are the ingredients? No matter what, I'll say, what's your number? I'd love to text you all about our amazing products or this amazing opportunity. It's so much easier than DM. And I get their number right away because I noticed that
conversations in Instagram.
No, because I think of it like this. Like, was I ever on Instagram DM before like joining It Works? No. I never was on it. So
I have a follow-up question to that before you go too far into it.
Yeah.
So when you say you organize your LCs, you're even going to have to repeat the PBD because I don't even know what that means.
Pearl
That's how new I am.
She's brand new.
I'm new and I'm hungry, so I need these questions. So, sorry, I was driving, so I pulled over so we could talk. So, how do you identify how you organize? Like, do they say, hey, I want to sign up, or I want to order, I don't know if I want to sign up? How do you organize these people to figure out who they're going to be? And if it makes even more sense, when Asia was saying that she figures out, like, you guys customize your own team, or as Jade said, like the leg to a table, how do you decide who's going to be, I'm guessing based on accountability or commitment, how do you also decide who's going to be, where you're going to place these team members? Does that make sense? Am I asking?
Okay, so I'm confused about
I understand what you're asking.
Please help make what I'm saying.
So when she's saying a PDT, that's a potential distributor.
Yeah.
Okay.
A PLC is a potential loyal customer. So like we all have planners. Like I told you to go get like a planner, just like a agenda thing. So she's saying if someone gives her like a date, is like, yes, okay, message me on the 15th, I'm going to order. She writes them down in her calendar on the 15th and writes PLC or PDT next to their name to know what she's following up with them about.
Okay.
As far as your chart goes, me and you can go into detail with that after you get your 4 loyal customers. Then we'll go to the Ruby chart.
Yeah, that's what I usually tell my new DTs, you know. I don't like to throw too much
overwhelm them.
Yes, because I get overwhelmed easily. So I just say work on your 4 customers. You know, if tonight what I was talking about was too overwhelming for you, if you're brand new, work on your 4 LCs. That's your main goal right now is your 4 customers. And after you get those,
I have watched like 50 videos because I drive 10-hour shifts. So I have nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been watching so many videos and all this makes sense to me. I'm not confused. I just, things that, these parts of the business that I'm unfamiliar with, I just want to figure out, you know, how to approach these.
Okay.
You know.
So like, for example, like a Ruby chart. Okay. When I was building to Ruby, I had these 3 girls, right? You're going to have these 3 first before you have these 2, obviously. So out of these 3, I picked, okay, 1, who is pushing. You'll never really know because honestly, people people are so crazy. One day they're in, one day they're out. So you just kind of have to wing it. So I picked out of these 3, like which one, you know, my heart is set on them being the executive. You know, and then I picked out of one of these girls and I was like, okay, she's going to be my executive. And then from there, I placed 2 distributors under her, you know, and then there I got on FaceTime with her. I kind of was talking to her what it meant, you know, how like executive, things like that. So that's how I decide, you know, and then going on to the bigger charts, you kind of just have to like play around and decide who you think is going to be in that leadership position. So for like, for an emerald, 2 rubies, you know, I don't know if I'm going too much into this, but
no, it's okay.
You decide like on that top line, who are those 2 people that are going to be the ruby, like that, you know, can lead a team that, you know, are that like lead by example, that are like doing what you're doing, you know, because if I'm placing DTs, I want to make sure that like my team is matching me. I want to make sure that they're matching my efforts, that I'm not going to be building their own team, that, you know, when I when I like think I'm going to promote someone, not think I'm going to promote them, but think they're going to be like a leader in my team, I'm saying, okay, like I'm ready to work with you. Like, you know, are you going to match my efforts? Like, are you in kind of thing? Like, you know, if I place a distributor under you, will you match my efforts by enrolling customers and then enrolling your own distributors too to make your own $99 bonus? And that's kind of how I do it and how I like pick and choose like who are going to be like my leaders in my promoting legs. And some of my leaders that are with me now kind of have been with me for a while. So, you know, I know that they're like, you know, taking care of their teams and stuff like that. And they're, you know, obviously I'm always helping them, but I know that they're leading their team and that layer leadership. I don't have to like step in or like, you know, figure out who their leaders are going to be. They know that. They know what to do over there, you know.
Right.
And, you know, and sometimes, and like I said with your Ruby chart, you just pick 3. When you go on to this and after you get your 4LCs, you're going to pick one of the 3 people on your direct top line that are going to be the one person that is going to be your promoting leg, your executive with these 2.
And I will go into detail with that too. But like Nayara was saying, when she looks at her diamond chart from when she went diamond, not one person on her diamond chart is on her presidential chart that she's growing right now.
Right. And you also said
like,
that
you don't know what's going to happen in the seasons of the business. Like you just kind of, like for me personally, I place to promote. So wherever I need to put people to get my chart filled so I can start filling volume, that's what I do. And that's just kind of like how I've grown my business. And I think that we all kind of do that.
And we all kind of do that because we all have the same charts. So it's like, we know what we need to fill, you know, but it's just like, you kind of just pick and choose who your leaders are going to be and work with them, you know, and just make sure that they're matching you in every way possible. Like sometimes if someone's not like a mass DT enroller, but they're a mass LC enroller, that's fine. Because if I place a distributor under them, they'll be able to match me as in placing LCs under that distributor and billing that volume rather than me doing both. So I make sure to like work really close with them and, you know, make sure they're on the same page as I am, because I don't want to be, promoting, like putting distributors under someone and thinking that they're going to be my promoting leg when they're not even like really into it, you know?
Okay.
Did that answer all of your questions?
For the most part, yes, because everything else seems to have been touched on.
Okay.
And I've already identified this in a way that makes it very easy for me to chase.
Okay, good.
So I appreciate your ambition. Like you are so watering my plant right now. Like I love your ambition. And like, I like that you said that you were accountable for yourself because you want to be a leader for your team. So I thought that was like a great way to set a foundation for where you were going, because you don't want to have to babysit anybody.
Yeah.
But you want to make sure that you're setting the right example. And if anybody can't look at you and go, hey,